What's up, everyone? Check it out, man. Let's talk about the reverse. A lot of people are talking about, how to reverse, what's the best way to reverse once I'm done with my cut. And like I said before, few of my team members, that start off here, they do good. They go into this cut, extreme cut where they earned it. They're chopped, they're ripped. But then, here comes the challenge. A lot of people don't understand until you start doing it, what the reverse is, what a proper reverse is, which it means bulking up, building that body, getting some size, the right size, not fat buff, getting the right size where you try to build as much muscle and get the least fat as possible. You will gain fat, but not as much as most people, that dirty bulk or that old school way of like just eating whatever you want after you're done cutting, and then go to an extreme where a lot of people gain a lot of fat, and then now you got to work at it again where you start cutting again, and then it just becomes unstructured. There's no structure there. So people, this is where they get all bent out of shape, and they get all cut up on their feelings, thinking that, oh man, I know what I'm doing, and I suggest them to stick around to learn the full reverse so they won't mess up, so they won't throw away all their gains and their hard work, and their all the gains that they have and all the discipline that they acquire during the cut. Most people throw it away because the hard part is reversing, knowing how to control your eating, knowing how to structure your nutrition so you won't gain fat to an extreme where like now it's like, okay, why did I even cut for where I gain all the weight back? And some people, they even they end up gaining more than what they were before than when they started, because when you deplete your body, when you go into a deficit, an extreme deficit, your hormones are crazy. They're acting up. The fat cells are still alive. And when you start bulking, when you start reversing, guess what's active? Your fat cells. So your fat cells, as soon as you introduce that food, it starts craving for more. And if you don't know how to control it, and if you don't have the right mindset to pump your brakes and structure your meals accordingly, you will start eating, over consuming food, because your fat cells are still active. So it becomes a disaster when you don't have structure. A lot of people don't know how to structure the reverse, and it's just knowing that it's just not introducing whatever food you like just because you're done cutting, and you acquire that look that you wanted, and now thinking that by eating as much as you can, you're just going to put on size, you're just going to put on muscle. It doesn't work like that. A lot of people, this is a misconception, misinformation, misunderstanding that you could eat whatever you want and you're going to build muscle. Absolutely not. Muscle takes a long time to build. And if you do not do it structured, you will gain fat rapidly, real quick. And you see it time and time again, and you heard about those people time and time again, where like, oh man, I seen you lose weight, and now what happened? You gained all the weight back. You weren't in control. You got out of control. And what a coach does, he keeps you in control. A lot of my team members that stuck around through the process of cutting and through the process of reversing and knowing how to maintain that look, that body, they're still here 3 years in. They're still looking fuller with more size, and still, chopped, still, having that body that they want, where they could showcase their hard work, dedication, and consistency. That's what you guys gotta understand. The reverse is actually a whole nother animal that if you do not know what you're doing, you will tap, you will quit, you will crack, you will gain all the way back. That's just the facts. That's just the reality of it. Like, I can't stress this enough, because I try to tell a lot of my team members that come in, they get chopped, and then they're like, oh, I got it, coach, I'm gonna run it, and I'm gonna do this, and I know what I'm doing, and I already know what's gonna happen. They're gonna talk themselves out of like knowing that at a certain point, you will start teasing the body. You will start feeling more hungrier because as you're introducing food, smaller portions, this is what throws you off. You will start having a bigger appetite because your metabolism's firing, your metabolism's burning at a rapid rate. And if you don't know what to do, and if you don't have the mindset to be disciplined, you'll just throw in the towel. You'll just give in into your pleasures. You will give in to your hungers. You will give in into your doubts, your fears of like thinking that, that was the wrong plan. Now I'm gonna cut again. Now I'm gonna bulk again. And you start doing all kinds of things that are gonna just make you disbelieve more on this journey, and you're gonna quit. You're gonna just blame it on everything else except you. You didn't have nothing structured, you didn't have nothing planned, and that's what happened. A lot of people that experience that is they don't even know how to, plan so they could execute at that high level also on the boat. Like for example, I tell my people, we start off adding 10% slowly. It's not just going and eating whatever you want. I start introducing the carbs slowly by 10% weekly. And even though a lot of people have heard me say this over and over again through my content, most people are still confused on adding 10%. Most people don't even know what 10%, increments is weekly. I had people that are like, oh, I did what you told me to do, even on here on my team. And they think it was adding 10% per meal, which that's also wrong because it's 10% weekly, not per meal. Until I came across one of my team members that gained weight rapidly, and I'm like, what happened? Because most people don't check in weekly like they should be checking in. And when I caught wind of this, I'm like, what are you doing? You shouldn't be gaining weight every week. That's not the goal, for you to gain weight every week. I don't know where people get this, that, oh man, now I'm supposed to be gaining every week. That's not the goal. The goal is to don't gain weight. If you do gain weight, don't go over a pound, per week. Even a pound is a lot per week, but that's like the max if you were to, start gaining weight. But it doesn't necessarily mean that that's the goal, that that's the whole purpose of a reverse, to gain, 1 pound every week. So what this person was doing, he was adding 10% per meal. It's 10% weekly, not per meal. So if he was adding 10% per meal, that put him over right off the back. So he noticed he was gaining weight rapidly. Softer on the stomach, because it's all going to go in the stomach. It's all going to go back to all that stubborn area that you were trying to take off on that cut. It'll go right back in it if you don't know how to control it, if you don't let your metabolism catch up so you can start burning the food that you're actually consuming. That's the whole plan. That's the whole get down with the reverse, and knowing how to, properly reverse, and having a coach that's going to guide you and that's going to hold you accountable and that's going to pump your brakes when you're trying to fall or derail yourself from, adhering to the blueprint, to the plan, because of your emotions, because of your feelings. A lot of people don't have that strong mindset yet. You haven't been in, this journey that long for you to create that warrior mindset, that unbreakable mindset, that when you are giving a blueprint, a structured plan, you got to follow it to the T, just like you did on the cut. The cut, people that start the reverse and they, a couple of months in, they end up realizing that the cut was a lot easier than the reverse. And the reason why they know that is because they experienced it now. And now everything that I say, everything that I talk about, makes sense. But until then, a lot of people are going to think that they know what they're doing, and all the hard work and dedication that they put in, on the cut, they pretty much throw it away because of, not knowing that they ain't done yet, not knowing that, they still got to invest in themselves, not knowing that, this journey, doesn't end. And until you know it through and through, you will start talking yourself out of a lot of shit, man. Wake up and realize that. Remember, if you guys need help, hit me up. You guys could DM me, go to my Instagram or hit my bio and hit me up with them questions. Let's run it.